Yo, 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 what it do, what it do? It's your boy Yellow the Poet, and today I'm here with Mr. Josh Flowers. He's developed an elite sales skill, and I'm loving that. We're gonna learn more about sales today. We don't get that many people with sales, so this is actually another opportunity for all of you salesmen out there to learn something new. Definitely. So thank you so much, Josh, for joining YTP Entertainment. Greatly appreciate you being here, my friend. Please let us know what you got going on.
Yeah, right on. Thanks so much for having me. It's really a pleasure to be here. And you got it. I'm a 24 plus year B2B sales professional. So I sell software and services to businesses. And yeah, I had a very successful career, big ticket sales, six up into seven figure deals, lots of
Awesome.
stakeholders. Yeah. But I'll tell you, I got to a point, Yellow, where I was like, is my whole life just going to be closing big deals, or is there more to it than that? And earlier this year, I decided to launch a coaching practice to pass on everything that I've learned in my life and in my career. And my
Awesome.
clients really, span the spectrum, right? From people looking to improve the quality of their life through personal development, and then also people looking to improve their sales skills. So that's what I'm about. That's what I'm here to talk about, my friend.
Awesome. No doubt. No doubt. And we're definitely ready for the listen. This is an opportunity for our people because that's what I like about my channel is diverse. So we get a chance to talk about different things, sales, real estate, the way someone's feeling, whatever it is. I want to definitely get it in because I think
I like
that
that.
important that everybody is able to speak.
I like that. And you know what? That's it, right? And you strike me as a curious person because I checked out some of your episodes before, and it's like, yeah, a very diverse array of guests on the show. So I'm really happy to be here, man.
Yes, I am. I'm a very curious person. I love learning new things, and I feel like each time I'm on here with someone, I'm always learning something new. So I feel
That's
like
what it's
it's a,
all about. Yeah.
it's a true blessing.
Indeed.
So, what made you get into the coaching part of this for your business?
Yeah, you know what it was is like I'd been doing sales since I had a young family, right? So I think maybe a lot of your listeners will be able to appreciate this. You're horsing around in your 20s and then there's a kid on the way and it's like, "Huh, okay, I need to start taking this a little bit more seriously now." So I decided to get into sales because I thought, I'll be able to make more money, take better care of my family. And that was the case. It was a great decision and I've had a very lucrative career. But honestly,
Mhm.
it got to the point where I just thought, is this it? I was approaching my 50th birthday, Yellow. And I thought, I still got some time left here, right, in my career. So am I
Yes,
going to just get better at selling or is there more to life, And I just realized that I've accumulated a lot of knowledge in almost 25 years, like I could pass that along to people. And so
yes.
now I'm telling you, I do double duty. So I still sell full time because it's my passion, it's what I'm good at. But then I
Mhm.
do coaching on the side and I market myself using Instagram. So I'm constantly posting to my story. I'm showing people how I'm living. And
Awesome.
so it's like I got two full-time jobs, man. Not complaining though. I like to work. I'm a bit of a workaholic.
Hey, that makes two of us right there because I'm
Yeah, man. I figured.
not doing anything. I mean, between my podcast, between um, my poetry, my music, my oh my goodness, writing different books and content creation. I'm like, I'm never stopping, never
Yeah.
stopping.
That's it. Yeah. And it's obvious, like you've got this diverse array of interests, and it's like everything takes time, right? That's the bottom
It,
line. You gotta, and it takes energy as well, right? So it's like a lot
yes,
of people like to sit around on the couch and waste time. I'm not one of those people, and I don't think you are either.
no way, no way, shape, or
Love it, man.
and like you, I started out with a young family as well. So, and I just turned 53 in September, so I'm up there with you.
Nice. Yeah, that's it. So you understand, right? Like it's like, I don't
Yes.
know. I think, and again, I know you've got a diverse audience, but there's all these checkpoints in life, right? When you turn 21,
Hmm.
25, 30, 40, 50 was a big one for me, man,
Yeah.
because I was coming close to it and it kind of hits you that, okay, I don't have forever, in front of
Yeah.
me here. It's like time to really think if there are some things I want to do that I haven't done yet. And so that was a big birthday for me, and I just realized, hey, while I got this energy, while I still have a desire to help, let me do
Hmm.
that.
Yes, indeed. I totally agree with you on that. And I love taking the time out to help other people because one of the things that I actually get a chance to learn about is how people deal with um, having a blockage. They have that stumbling block, and when they have that stumbling block where they can't think of writer's block, where they can't think of
Mm.
what next, what am I supposed to do next, what am I going to write? I've written so much now, I'm tired. When they get to that point, I love showing them different ways to get out of that. Because we don't have to have writer's block. We don't have to have these major stumbling blocks in our life, but they happen. We can't stop them from happening. And when they do happen, one of the best things that we can do is to be prepared for that. So, in that aspect, how do you help someone be prepared to be a better salesman?
Yeah, yeah, and just as you were talking there, it got my mind thinking because what you described is a very creative thing, right? It's like someone that's like it's art, right? They're producing something, they're producing words, a feeling. And
Hmm.
yeah, I know what that's like to get stuck. And in some ways, sales is that way as well, because it's about how am I relating with other people? How am I
Hmm.
dealing with the challenges of my job, right? And I think
Yeah.
when you're in any sort of a creative endeavor, there's that can weigh heavy on you. And so for me, it's about learning how to persevere and keep
Hmm.
producing even when you don't feel like it, right? Or even when you have that blank
Oh,
page in front of you. It's like force yourself to write, force yourself to sit down. And it's the
yeah.
same in sales, like in sales, you'll lose a deal you've been working months on, and it'll
Hmm.
blindside you. And when I was a younger man, a younger professional, that could knock me off my path for a
Hmm.
week.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, man, now it's 45 minutes. I'll just eat the loss and like, all right, next, like let's keep it moving. And so
Yes.
I think a lot of the message to the younger generation is just how to persevere. You
Hmm.
don't want to be telling them, hey, it's going to be easy. Here's the shortcuts so you don't actually have to face adversity. It's more like, no, you got to just keep marching. You got to keep
Yes.
marching when you're
Yes.
facing it. And it's like, you can't just put your bag down and sit. You got to keep it moving.
That is so true.
That's actually the secret. All right. If anyone was looking for a secret today, you just keep
Yes,
going. All right. No matter what happens, just keep
exactly.
going.
Definitely. And it's cool that you said keep going because one of the things that I learned about not stopping and just keep going when you're in a pickle, you're stuck in a pickle and you're not sure how to get out of it, but yet you keep going. It's like your brain, the gears pause for a moment, but you decide to keep going with what you already know, and then all of a sudden the gears start to turn again, and you just like, oh, okay, I can do this, and you figured it out without even having to put yourself in a strain to stop doing what you're doing and be like, man, I'm gonna come back another day. So don't allow yourself to go back another day. Allow yourself to keep going and let that wheel turn. It may be a hard turn, but let it take that hard turn so that you can finally get yourself out of a situation. And the next time you'll know how to get out of it.
And it will be a hard turn, right? Because when you lose momentum or when you lose your inspiration for a moment or just that creative zest that you have,
Mm.
it's like that's hard to find that again, right? And it's
Yes.
almost like you got to push yourself anyways, even when it's not there. And I think it's probably a little bit easier when you're in a job, like sales being a job, because it's like, well,
Mm.
it's Monday or whatever day of the week it is, and it's like I got to do this, so I'm
Right.
gonna, I'm paid to be here, so let's go and let's do it. Whereas I think for artists, it can be more challenging because maybe the right thing is to go take a little break or give yourself but I think no, you want to push yourself, right? You want to push yourself to push that gear. I like that analogy too,
Hmm.
because it's like, once it gets rolling, the momentum will help to carry it, right? But at first, you
Yes.
don't have that. When you've hit a block, you've hit a
Yeah.
writer's block. You're stuck, right?
Yes, that is so true. And another thing too is brainstorming. You know, a lot of people do brainstorming in different ways. Like for me, I take two approaches to brainstorming. One, I'll start writing down the first thing that comes to my mind. And that helps me to get past writer's block. And sometimes it's not
Yes.
in sticking to the subject. It's not sticking to the subject sometimes when you brainstorm and you just writing it down. Other times I'll brainstorm with just thinking of different things and different possibilities, creating scenarios in my head and not writing anything down, and I'm still getting the same effect. So the blessing part is outside of anything that you're already thinking of, when you get stuck in that situation or get stuck with writer's block and things of that nature, there's always a way out of it. You just gotta be creative and help yourself get up out of the situation.
Well, and like I'm glad we're talking about this because I created a framework, and I'm not the first one to have done this. I'm sure other people have sort of figured this out, but it's something that I applied to sales, but I think it works for other things. And that is, when you're doing something new, when you're doing something different, or when you're stuck, a model that you can employ is to just try anyway, right? Try
Hmm.
anyway and allow yourself the space to fail. So maybe, in an art context, it's like you've tried but you've not produced your best,
Hmm.
something that you're proud enough and comfortable enough to sort of keep working on. But try, fail, reflect on it, right? Like think
Hmm.
about it. Really
Yes.
reflect on what's wrong with it. Why am I not hitting those heights that I was seeing before? Examine it. I'm telling you, man, this is where a lot of people they opt out because it's difficult to
Hmm.
fail. It's difficult to not get the result. And so they would
Yes.
rather not think about it. But that's when you actually want to obsess over it a little bit. So I call that intentional reflection, where you just like, let
Hmm.
me think about why this is not going right for me. Then you want to adapt. So, okay, I've learned that whatever I was doing didn't work, so let me adapt, try something different, and then try again. And then you just
Yes.
repeat. And it's like you just keep doing that cycle until, and that's maybe put the pushing of the gear.
Mhm.
And eventually you're gonna hit it. You're gonna pull yourself out of your slump, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes, indeed. I love that. I love that because these different types of scenarios and analogies are the things that we learn being in the businesses that we're in for so long, and being able to pass this on is a blessing. But
Oh
the
yeah.
major blessing is when your peers or customers or clients reciprocate it the way that it needs to be reciprocated. That's when the major blessing comes in because that's when you start to see that work outside of yourself.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And that's it. And when you realize as well that no matter how old we get, we can continue to be students in the game. Like it's a
Yeah.
blessing, as you said, to have experience and be able to pass along what you've learned and see other people. But then there's also a new spin other people can put on it, or you could be the recipient of some of that as
Hmm.
well. Like for me, like I'm in coaching now, right? And I got
Yeah.
a bunch of clients, but I still use coaches myself because it's like
Yes.
I'm looking for my next level up, you
Yeah.
know? It just
Yeah.
doesn't stop. But I think the more mature we get, we can more become the teacher, which is
Hmm.
again, it's a blessing, right? It's a blessing
Yeah.
we get for the challenge of aging.
Yes, indeed.
Getting old has to have some
Indeed.
perks, man, you know?
I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you, Josh. No doubt. No doubt. I agree with you.
Yeah, yeah. It's one of those things
And
like, interesting thing that happened to me was I injured my back really badly when I was in my 20s. And this was right
yeah.
around the time I was starting my sales career. And I learned a few things, okay? Like I couldn't sit because of this back injury. So I had to stand. And I realized,
Mhm.
wow, when I stand and I do a sales job, my voice is bigger, it's louder, it's more,
Project.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I'm projecting, I'm speaking from my diaphragm. Before
Mhm.
long, everyone in the office was standing at their desks as well. So they all wanted to like match my energy on the phone.
Yes.
So I
Yeah.
had a bunch of my colleagues standing. But that's not the point of the story. The point is that I suffered for close to 3 decades with that back injury, Yellow.
Mhm.
And in my late 40s, I was able to finally overcome it and really start getting into better shape. And so it's been a really interesting thing is, how most people, when they get older, their body starts to hurt more and they
Yes.
start to, mine's been the opposite. Like since I
Uh,
fixed this back issue, now I'm feeling better and better and better. So I don't know if I've just got this like not natural experience of getting older, but it's like, I feel like I'm feeling better here. It's weird. That is a blessing.
I
Hey,
love
well,
that.
you know what? That's actually maybe a lesson there for people is that there are blessings. Like when you have a hardship or when something is terrible that you're going through, the
Mhm.
blessing is that it's a problem you get to work on, right? Which is that is a blessing because you can
Yes.
grow and you can get better. But once you
Yeah.
get to the other side of it, your life is actually improved because of it, you
Yeah.
know? Like I suffered for all these years and decades, and now it's behind me. And it's like I'm more grateful for how I
Mm.
feel at age 51, when I
Yeah.
get out of bed in the morning. It's like,
Yes.
wow, this is amazing.
Yes. Yes, indeed. I used to wonder when I was growing up what I would be like or what I would feel like just being over 50 in the first place. Actually just making it to 50. What would I be?
Yeah.
And just like you, I had back injury. I ended up being in a vehicle accident April the 1st, 2001.
Oh no.
And it was right before it was actually a few months before my daughter was born. And it was terrible because I was going through so much pain, so much agony. And every time I looked at a show or a commercial or infomercial or something like that about how people were being able to fix themselves and make themselves feel better, it just seemed like trash. All of it was
Yeah.
just trash. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, I got to figure something out. So I started changing up and started exercising more, started doing jogging, started doing more walking and things of that nature. And it help to actually start exercising. But one of the things that I failed to do was to stretch. That right there,
Yeah.
once I included stretches, elastic world of a difference, the world of a difference, or worry about the pains and the aches going through my body and things of that nature. Because I'm making sure that I'm taking care of myself, eating right, doing the things that I can do to help myself stay, so that helped, you know.
That's
So
amazing.
having that blessing definitely helps a lot.
And you know what? Stretching
Thank
is a
you, thank you.
cornerstone of my life as well, man. It's like, with the bad back, I've had to do that for
Hmm.
years and I'm still doing it to this day. So, yeah, stretching as we get older. That's another tip for the
Hmm.
youngsters listening. Stretch, stretch, trust me.
Yes. Trust me, it makes the world of a difference. It does.
It does. It's more important every passing year, believe me.
So, Josh, tell me, yes, yes, indeed, yes, indeed. So, tell me, what are the main key factors that you want people to get out of your coaching techniques?
So, really, what I recommend to people is that the secret, okay, so your purpose is to build the best version of you. So everyone's out here thinking, what am I on this planet to do? What am I meant to do? Number one, you're meant to build the best version of you, and how you do that is you prioritize yourself first thing in the day. So we do a morning process.
Hmm.
And what I would encourage everyone to do, you don't need to hire me as your coach to do this, but wake up a little earlier than you're doing now. Spend some quiet
Hmm.
time, read something positive, whether that's if you're a religious person, read something. If you're a personal development
Hmm.
person, read something, or a stoic, read something that's going to put you into
Hmm.
a good place in your mind. And then have time with God. Have time where you're going to ask, what do I regret? What am I doing wrong? And you're going to
Hmm.
get the answers because your conscience, right? Which I believe is the voice of God. It's telling you all day long, do this, don't do that, get off the couch, go do that work you're putting off, right? Don't talk to your
Right.
mother that way, like all that stuff. Um,
Hmm.
we got to listen to it, but at least once per day in the morning, listen to that conscience, and then go to the gym or go down to your basement and do some push-ups or do something to get the blood pumping through your body and just show
Hmm.
yourself a little bit of self-respect, and then go on with your day. But if people start by doing that and just prioritizing themselves, getting themselves grounded, doing a little bit of self-care first thing in the morning, Yellow, that is a beautiful way to start the day. And now you're ready
Yes.
to go, you know?
Yes, yes, I totally agree with you on that, Josh. No doubt. When you're starting your day like that with some form of exercise, it gets the blood flowing. It gets your heart to racing a little bit. And that little bit of race is good because it helps keep your adrenaline pumping. And a lot of people don't realize how important that is and how much of a blessing it could actually be to you and to your lifestyle. You know,
Yes.
that few minutes a day is key. It's the main thing and the main focus that you should have early in the morning.
Yeah, and you know, you don't need to go murder yourself at the gym for anyone that's afraid of that.
Nah.
It's just, you know, if you're a person that's you lacks mobility or you're out of shape, it can be a walk, right? A short walk that just push
Hmm.
yourself a little bit in the walk or do some jumping jacks, that kind of thing, just to get the blood pumping. You know,
Yes.
it does have a crazy impact. And you know, that's another tip from my coaching that I tell people is anytime you're feeling low, your frequency's
Mm.
down, maybe you're getting a little bit depressed, just raise the heart rate. You know, whatever works for your body, raise the heart rate. What you're going to
Yeah.
find is you always end up feeling better once that blood gets pumping. You know, it's got this magical effect. It's just brings the oxygen and it's going to put a smile in your face. Even if you're just
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm dying, like doing these
Yeah.
push-ups, you know, once you're done, you're going to be like, whoo, what was I upset about? You know, like that's how it works, you know?
Exactly.
So this
Kind
is
of
what
like
I recommend.
that first shot of espresso.
That's it, man. And then, you know, how my coaching program works over time is gradually what we want to do is we want to cut out all the bad habits in your life and we
Hmm.
want to just replace them with good habits. So some people we can start right away and do a bunch of changes. Other people it's more gradual. It takes a little bit of time where we're going to remove some of the bad habits gradually, introduce some good habits, but the bottom line is we want to start tipping the scales in the favor of the good stuff and reduce the bad stuff, and overall, that's going to have a positive impact on people's lives. So that's really what my coaching program is all about. It's a total
Oh,
lifestyle that I promote. And the reason I'm on Instagram is because I'm showing people this is how I'm doing it. You know,
yes.
so watch me, hear me talking about it, see me living it, and see if you like it. If you like it, I'm here to answer questions. I'm here to help you as a coach. But you know, I feel like that's a good place for people to get a taste of whether they actually like the lifestyle or not, you know?
Yes, indeed. I feel like your coaching style has a different acronym for B2B. I feel like your coaching style
Big
is more
time.
brain to body instead of
Yes,
business to
sir.
brain to body.
Yeah, yeah, B2B still, but it's a different B2B. I like that, man, because it you know what it is? Our like as much as we're spiritual beings, right? We
Mhm.
also have this body. Like on this earth, we have this body. And so it's
Yes.
important to know the connection between that. You know, we got to be aware of that. And like, hey, not everyone needs to be a bikini model or whatever. We don't need that, right? But what we do need is to just know that there's a connection, do some things with
Hmm.
the body that's going to raise our emotions. It's going to raise our positive feelings about ourselves. That's a beautiful thing, you know?
It's gonna raise our awareness, definitely.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
always a beautiful thing. That'll never change.
That's it. That's it. And you know, I was not that long ago, if people do check out my Instagram, you'll see before and after pics of me. I was quite overweight and you know, I had all the vices, right? I was drinking, I was
Hmm.
smoking weed, I was like wasting time on my phone, pornography, like all this stuff. And as I cut that out and got away from it and introduced the
Hmm.
healthy habits, I'm telling you, it was difficult, yes, but the quality of my life has just gone up and up and up. So I know that this works. I know it's hard, you know, and that's where a coach can come in to help you with a bit of accountability, with a game
Yes.
plan, with some encouragement. So that's why I do it, you know?
Yes, indeed. Hey, Josh, I'm happy that we got somebody out here like you, no doubt, because
Oh,
this is
thanks
the
for saying that, man.
opportunity that the world needs, and I mean, I know that there's more of us out here that's coaching and helping people to connect their minds and their bodies together and be in tune, because that's one of the key things that we need to be in life is to be in tune with our minds, bodies, and our spirit or soul, however people see it, just long as you have that connection and that balance. Balance. One
That
of the
that's
major
it.
keys.
And you know what I want people to know is like you're worthy of love and respect, all of us
Mhm.
are. But the first
Yes.
person that's going to give that to you should be you. Give yourself love, give yourself respect, build trust in your own word. If you tell
Yes.
yourself, I'm going to drop a little bit of weight or I'm not going to drink, it's important to stick to that because you're going to start to trust yourself. You're going to love yourself
Mhm.
more. But this is a challenge for people, right? We've all done it where you're like, oh, starting Monday, I'm going to clean up the act. And then it's like by Wednesday, we fall off the wagon. So, my advice to people is just start with one little promise to yourself, right? So
Mhm.
maybe like tomorrow morning, tell yourself, I'm going to do 5 push ups or I'm going to do 5 little squats when I get out of bed. And just promise that you'll follow through on that for 30 days. And I'm telling you, once you got one in place, then add
Mhm.
another one, then add another one. And just don't break. Don't break.
Yeah.
And over
Yeah.
time, you're going to start to trust yourself. You're going to love yourself more. And that's all I want. I want people out here to love themselves because
Yes, indeed.
it's got to
Yes.
be start with you. Start with you, and then everyone else can love you too.
Yes, indeed. First law of nature is self-preservation. So start with self first.
That's
Know
it. You got to.
yourself.
And also, you know what, Yellow? We've all been given our tiny little corner of the universe, right? Our little life. And so
Yep.
we got to take care of our garden first, and then we can go
Yes.
out and
Yes.
and we can do some gardening everywhere else. But we got to start at home.
Yes. So out of respect for the time that we have, please give us something motivational, Josh, to take us out.
Oh, I like this question. So, what is the motivation that I can give to people? Okay. So, here's the thing, all right? If you can start to prioritize yourself and love yourself and be on the path to building the best version of you, eventually your secondary purpose is going to
Right.
become. Can you hear me okay, Yellow? Hey, let me know if I'm coming through clearly or not.
Okay. Okay.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me okay?
Okay. I got you. I got
Yeah.
you.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you okay, definitely.
Okay, cool. So here's the thing, I mentioned before that we all have a primary purpose, right? And that is to build the best version of us. Once you're on the path, you don't even need to be finished yet, but once you're on the path of doing that, your secondary purpose is going to become very clear and obvious to you. And you, Yellow, you're someone that I can
Mm,
tell you already know your purpose. You're an artist, you're a business person, like you're on your path. But so many people are wondering, what am I meant to do? What
thank you.
am I on this planet for? And I'm telling you, it's to love yourself first, and then the other thing is going to come about to you. It's going to become obvious. But I bet it's going to be helping other people in some way. I bet that's what it's going
It
to
will
be. So that's the inspiration for today. Love yourself so you can love everybody else.
definitely. Thank you so much, Josh. And please let everybody know where they can find you.
Love it, Yellow. Thank you again for having me on. So, as I said, folks, the best place to find me is on my Instagram, which is Instagram.com/Josh Flower. My name, no S, so just Josh Flower, and then the number 1. That's where you can see how I'm living. And then if you want, you can message me there, or you can check out my website, which is joshflower.com.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, Josh, for everything, man. You go ahead and get out of here. I know you got some other things to do. That makes 2 of us. Many blessings to you, my friend, and I will be following you on Instagram, so look for it.
Right on, Yellow. Hey, thank you again for having me on here, and thank you to all the listeners for giving this a listen. And yeah, I'd love to see you on my IG. So follow
Yes,
along and have a great day.
yes, indeed. You as well. Peace and
All right, my
blessings,
friend.
my friend.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. You're welcome. Bye-bye.